Hey everybody, I am Josh, the director of the feature film Squat.
And I'm Chris, and I play Carl in Squat.
And I'm Jeremy, and I also play Carl in Squat.
Try again.
No, I play Marion. I play Marion.
And we are also all producers for the feature film Squat. We have been working on the Nether Region, which is a sci-fi sketch comedy channel, but this is our first foray as a team into the feature film process.
Absolutely.
And the whole reason this project came into existence is actually born out of tragedy. Even though it's a comedy, one of the things that we wanted to highlight is tragedy also can be comedic if we handle it right. We wanted to interact thematically with science fiction, with something that we had all three gone through. We lost our parents around the same time. You all lost your father, I lost my mother, and it halted us creatively and couldn't even think creatively about anything. And so Josh and I spent a lot of time on the back porch just making up a script about this whole process that we've been through, and decided we wanted to make the movie that we wanted to make, but you know, we don't have money to do anything. But because of COVID, we were put in a situation where we had to sell a rental property, and my wife looked at me in the eyes and said, why don't you take a small portion of this money and make your movie? And I said, we can't make a movie for that little amount of money. And she said, then shut up and don't make a movie. And I called Josh and said, here's what happened. And he said, okay, let's try to make it happen on this minimal budget. And here we are.
Squat is about an agoraphobic writer who is suffered a tragic loss of his wife and child. His name is Carl, and he is content to believe that there is a force field around his house. And of course, all of that is brought into question when a mysterious cowboy shows up and is able to basically come into the house. And he may be mysterious, but what is very clear is that he is not making Carl's life any easier. Here's what we want from you. We want you to be our family. We are looking for a community of people who love sci-fi and comedy, people who maybe they've suffered a tragedy and now they want to laugh a little bit. And in order to do that, you know, you can follow us on socials. You can share our story on all of those socials. There's going to be a lot of fun giveaways along the way. So we really want to build the community. We are also looking, of course, for completion funds, and that is great. But ultimately, community is the win here. So I'm guessing that pretty much wraps it up, right?
Yeah.
Does anybody got something to say?
Well, I mean, I will say that I spent the better part of the last year and a half really going over the
Hey guys,
character.
we're back in. Come on, let's get to work.
Oh, thank you, Kyle.
Adios.
Back in, guys. Gotta go.
Don't let him do that backstory bit there.